Swaying trees in the backwoods night. Red lights cutting through the pine in flight. Bigfoot stomping with his yearling beard. Whispers of tales that ain't too clear. UFOs buzzing solo through the haze. Howling banshees set the forest ablaze. Jersey devil howls, drink rays to the sky. Drunken cryptids party until the morning's night. It's showtime, running wild in the moonlight. Stars burn down, watch the freaks all take flight.
To good times.
Raise your glasses to the mysteries divine. It's showtime, let the
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Drunken Cryptids. I'm Matthew Orton, and I want to give a quick shout out to blademedia.com. Thank you, Dylan, for all the hard work you've done on the website and the logo. Dude, I love the logo. It's amazing. Pops out. You guys, make sure you go check out Dylan. He does a whole bunch of multimedia projects, company. He helps everybody out. So check him out, blademedia.com. That's BLAYED media.com. Always want to say that every time. Also, you guys, I want to let you guys know that we do have a Patreon set up. Check it out. See which one works for you. And we do have a Buy Me a Coffee. I love coffee. I know it's a Drunken Cryptids, but hey, I like coffee. So please do, if you want to help support the show, buy the coffee. Speaking of supporting the show, we are doing a Cryptid Fest June 6th. That's right. VIP tickets are still available for sale. Check out the Eventbrite link. The VIP gives you access to the VIP speakers, i.e. Todd Ness, Miss Betsy, Rod Nichols, Michael Cook. I mean, good Lord, Cryptids of the Corn. I mean, you guys, you're going to have so much fun with the VIPs. You get a Friday night dinner with the VIPs. Obviously, I'll be there, but the VIPs are more important to me. You get a chance to kind of pick their brain a little bit one-on-one, have a good time, free food, put on by Old Bart's Barbecue. You guys, it's amazing food. Thank you, Bart, for supporting and being able to provide us a location to do that. Also, you guys, so that's June 6th. We have plenty of vendors and everything's going to be there. Free speakers, some of the spears, Dan O from the Cryptid Podcast. I could go on and on and on, but that's not why you guys tuned in. Make sure you check out the event, though, June 6th in North Little Rock, Arkansas. That's where we're going to be. Now, of course, again, I got to thank Tommy. You know I love you, Tommy. And everybody, the rest of the team, Chris, Jacob, Tony, all the rest of y'all. So, let's see here. What am I forgetting? I know I was going to mention some. Oh, Eli. Here's your shout out, buddy. It's good seeing you at the meet and greet we did at 4-1/4. So, thank you, Eli, for coming down. I think you're like one of the biggest fans. So every time I get a chance to shout you out, Eli, I got you, buddy. So thanks for buying the shirt. Looks great. Anyways, but I got a special guest for us today. I have the creator and editor of the Strange Knox magazine. Now, I love being able to get one creator, stands out to me, and the editor in a magazine, because there's a lot of people who are still into collecting magazines and reading and getting the information that way. I like to have a book or something throw yourself. You know, these things should be bad for your eyes a lot. I'm just saying. So, which is why a lot of us now have to use. Where are my glasses? Okay, good. Yeah. See, so, yeah, I look horrible with my glasses, like my guest. So, you guys, but Strange Knox, we'll get into that. So, but hey, welcome to the show, Miss Gwen. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Great. So, did y'all get hit with this wonderful weather that we just got slaughtered with?
Oh, we absolutely did. There's about 24 inches outside.
Y'all can keep it. We got 11 of those, and I am not thrilled with any of it.
I'm not thrilled either.
So Arkansas is not set up infrastructure-wise to handle this amount. You know, and now, granted, for the past couple of years, we've been hit with about 4, 3. We'll shut down for a day or two, then it's gone. No, I mean, there's 11 inches on the ground out there, snow and sleet, and it's not going anywhere.
Ugh.
And everybody's posting on Facebook, how are the roads from here to there? And I just want to comment, they're iced.
They're crappy. Stay home.
Look out the window. You will see it. I mean, we have one of the busiest corridors, I-40, running through the state of Arkansas. They have one lane plowed going in both directions. One. Just saying. Stay home.
Absolutely.
But no, we've had the fire going. We've gone sledding. We went out. We did donuts. So yeah. Me and my daughter. She wanted to get snowed in with dad. So we've had a pretty cool
Oh,
weekend. Snacks and catching up on movies and shows and video games and stuff. So
that is awesome. That's awesome.
So what inspired you to create this magazine? How long have you been doing it?
Officially, it's been a year. Our first issue went out in January of last year, and our 5th issue is going out as soon as I can get out of my driveway. Uh, the magazines were delivered late Friday afternoon, and then it snowed. Or I'm sorry, Saturday. They came Saturday, and then it snowed, so I haven't been able to get to the post office to mail them out. So I'm hoping tomorrow.
Well, you guys have a better infrastructure when it comes to all that than we do. So,
Yeah, but they still don't know what they're doing.
That's how we felt about Utah as well. But right now, I'll be honest with you, if I was in Utah, my road would be plowed already. So
Yeah.
Here, no, open the garage door, look outside, and I'm going, oh.
Yeah, they probably don't even have plows in Arkansas.
They have some.
Not
5.
enough.
I think 5 for the whole entire state. There's some people from the, transplants, believe it or not, that moved out of the country and brought the plows from them from up north. And like on Saturday, me and my daughter and my buddy John, we were driving around in the Jeep because he was snowed in. So we were doing donuts, having a good time. And we passed one in downtown North Little Rock. And I was like, all right, there's somebody out here trying to go to work. But the problem is we have so much sleet. So it's all ice.
Mm-hmm.
And trying to get through and
Yep.
break up that ice is a pain in the butt. So I had to try and chop a little path for the dogs to try and want to go out because they were looking outside, looking at me going, I'll pee on the rug. And I'm going, no, you won't.
They're going to use alternative methods at this point.
Well, no, they toughened up. They've gone out there.
Good.
So, yeah.
Good.
So 1 year now, congratulations. That's an
Thank you.
accomplishment.
That is, yeah, I'm excited. I'm very excited.
So what inspired you to get started?
Oh, it actually happened by accident. I use Canva for a lot of things. And I was just one day playing around on Canva and was like, oh, I wonder what all you can make on Canva. And it got to the magazine section and I was like, you've got to be kidding me. You can make a magazine on Canva? And so I clicked on it. I was playing around with it and I was like, I'm going to make a magazine. And I did. And a year later, we're still cooking. So
Well, it sounds like you're having a lot of fun with it. And that's the important part, though.
I love the magazine. I love it. It's become my baby. I really, really enjoy putting it all together. I mean, everything from the front cover to the back cover is all me.
Oh,
I have
awesome.
20 people that write for me and they send me their articles. I format them into the the articles that you see.
Yeah.
And I absolutely love it. I love every second of it.
Oh, man. So how do people find you to subscribe?
Strangenocks.com.
All right. Tommy, I hope you heard that. Strangenocks.com. If not, Tommy, I'm writing it down.
Yep. I created the website. I maintain the website. Everything on the website is me. And that's where you can go and buy subscriptions. We also have digital subscriptions, so you can get it either way. You can order a whole subscription or just whatever issue you want. It's all on there.
How cool is that? Awesome. Well, it's a good way of getting it out there so people can either get the, one, issue or subscribe for the full thing. So I highly recommend you guys go subscribe.
Yeah, it's fun.
I hope so. Because, there may be your favorite podcaster popping up in there sometime soon.
I mean, maybe.
Maybe.
We'll never tell until it pops up on the magazine.
It's here.
Yeah.
Finally arrived. No,
I am looking for the next cover, so.
Oh, awesome.
I'm usually way prepared. I usually have the next cover already planned before this issue comes out, and I don't. Next issue is up for grabs. Like, I don't know what's going to be on the cover yet.
Oh, I might be able to help out today. I have an issue sometimes with that too. I'll have a couple of episodes already ready to go for Tommy on what I'm looking for, what I want to say, description. And then I'll like fall behind. Life happens. I mean, it does. And then Tommy hit me on a Friday. He goes, hey, what episode's dropping this on Monday? I'm going, oh crap. Hang on, so
I do that all the time. Between my boss and my husband, they keep me straight because I don't remember anything. They're like, remember, you have this on Thursday. And I'm like, I do? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, okay, well, remind me on Thursday morning because I will forget. Till Thursday gets here, I'll be like, what? What am I doing?
Well, me and Tommy now have a shared calendar. So, and that
Yes.
helps out. And Tommy will put something on there and I'll look and go, what is that? And he'll go, uh, oh, that's my appointment. I was like, okay. So I'm going, what is this? Something at 2 o'clock. Dude, I can't do this at 2 o'clock.
Right. Yeah.
So, but
That's
no.
just so you know that he's busy
Yeah.
at 2 o'clock.
Well, and I'll put my appointments on there too. So he knows that I'm busy at 2 o'clock as well. So,
Yeah.
and then I'll put on, if I have a reschedule and I'll move it to, we'll be talking. I won't even think about it. And I'll be going, oh man, rescheduled. What date? To where I screwed up one day and I actually put 3 people down for the same time.
Oh, no.
Yeah. It was a busy day. It was crazy. So I was like, I'm sorry, we have to move. We have to relocate. So, but yeah, I was able to get it done. So,
Oh, my goodness.
all right. So obviously you had some kind of interest or something into the paranormal or cryptid wise for you to want to get started in a magazine that, deals with these topics.
I have had paranormal experiences since I was probably 4 or 5 years old. And then as I got older, I became a paranormal investigator. So I did that. I still do, but not as much because Bigfoot walked into my life literally 5 years ago. And so I cover everything. Like I've been investigating a house about an hour away from me that's had UAPs and alien landing in their backyard, and Ancient Aliens was there and did a show on this alien craft landing there. So I do quite a bit of stuff there. So like I'm well rounded. I will investigate anything that's weird, bizarre, unexplainable. Like I'm there.
Sounds like we get along great.
Yes. If somebody tells me some crazy story, the first thing I go is, will you take me there? Can I go there? Like, I want to go. I want to check it out.
I've had some great interviews with some folks, and I've always, when they're telling me about what's going on the property, I'm like, I really want to go.
Yes.
I want to go.
In the back
So
of my mind, I'm already planning airfare. How am I getting there? Like, when am I going? Yeah, I want to go.
Just let me in.
Yes.
So let's talk about, okay, so you said around when you were 4 or 5 that you were having some paranormal encounters and such.
The earliest thing I remember is in a house that's actually not far from where I currently live. There would be a man that stood in our living room. A tall, dark, I don't remember his face. I don't ever remember seeing his face, but he had a hat on and he was dressed in what looked like a suit, very clean. And he just stood there in the living room. And different times I'd see him standing in different places, but I don't remember ever being scared of him. Like I noticed the guy in the living room and I just assumed everybody saw the guy in the living room. So I really didn't bring it up until just a couple of years ago. And my mom was like, why didn't you tell me there was a guy in the living room? And I'm like, I don't know. Like I was just a little kid. Like I didn't know that he wasn't supposed to be there. But he never moved. He never spoke. He just stood there.
Where was he at? Like in the corner, in the middle of the living room, or?
He would be like at the edge of the living room. One day he'd be here, and like the next time I see him, he'd be over here, or he'd be standing this way. It was just like he was watching whatever was happening. He just stood there.
Was he just like a shadow, or,
Yeah.
I mean, could you see like, facial
No,
features?
never
Just a
saw
shadow.
just a shadow of this
What kind of
man.
hat was he wearing? Do you remember?
It was like a fedora.
So what my mom remembers on hers.
Mm-hmm.
I remember it having a top hat. She remembered it having a fedora.
Yeah, this one
So
that I saw had a fedora on. It was just, and I'll never forget it. It was all one color. The suit, the man, everything was just like a black. The hat, the shoe, and everything. Like, and you couldn't really tell that it was a suit because it was just black, but it just had that suit-like quality. Like, and he
Phil, yeah, I
just,
had to, yeah,
yeah,
just
yeah. So
weird,
yeah,
crazy.
it was very weird, very weird.
So what happened from there?
Oh my gosh. Every house I have ever lived in, including the current one, has had I've had some kind of encounter. I have, I've been spoken to, I've been touched, I've been paralyzed that I wasn't even able to, like, lift my head up on the bed, like, that was very scary. I moved out of that apartment, rather quickly after that incident. Um, I was at home alone, and I worked a night shift, so I was sleeping, and I got up because there was a parade outside, and the noise woke me up, and I literally could not sit up. I couldn't move. I was completely paralyzed. I felt like something was holding me down.
The first encounter that you had in that apartment with anything?
Yeah, that was the first encounter I had in that apartment. I didn't live in that apartment. I don't even think I lived in that apartment a year, and
And it
gone.
you said, "I'm out."
Yeah, I'm breaking this lease, baby. I'm out. Like, I do not care. I'm out.
Okay. So you seem like so every house or everywhere you've lived, you've had some sort of paranormal activity.
Mhm. Yep.
Okay. Do you think maybe you're haunted?
That's a question because I moved into this house with my husband in 2017. He had owned the house for a long time, and he says that nothing happened before I moved in here.
Okay.
But I beg to question if he paid attention to things. Like, because we have 4 entities inside this house. We have 2 females, a male, a German male, and a 4-year-old child. And I know where he came from. He came with me. I'm a paramedic. He came home with me on a call. I know exactly
German guy did?
the little kid.
Oh, okay.
He was a drowning victim that I had.
Oh,
He
oh,
came
those
home
are
with
always
me.
horrible.
Yeah, I've had quite a few of those, and they're not pleasant, but that's where he came from. And we have a German-speaking male, which I think came home with us from an antique store. My husband likes to collect World War II items, and he came home with a matchbook with the German cross on it.
Mhm.
Still has the original matches in it.
Oh, wow.
And ever since we brought that home, we've had this gentleman. And then I think my grandmother is here, and I think my husband's grandmother is here.
That's a house full.
It's never a dull moment.
Can you charge them rent?
I would love to, but the kind of family now, so yeah, no. But we have a not so nice entity in the garage.
So now we're on
She's
5.
she's mean as cat shit.
Oh, man.
She has pushed me down the stairs on numerous occasions, and I've ended up in the emergency room because we have a loft above the garage,
Yeah.
and she has pushed me all the way down from the top to the bottom, and I've hurt myself a couple of times and had to go to the emergency room. I actually moved my office from out of there and into the house
Because of
because
because of her?
because of her. Because of her. Yeah.
Okay, so, alright. I'll play devil's advocate here
Go
just a
ahead.
little bit. So, okay. Let me go to the German guy. So how
Yes.
do we know he's a German guy? I mean, are we seeing him?
We
Did you hear him or
we had a paranormal investigation team come here. You're not supposed to investigate your own house, but they
true?
did say you couldn't have somebody come and do it for you.
That's
So
true.
so we had a paranormal team come here. It was during COVID, and right at the start of COVID, I believe. And she was sitting on the couch across from me, and she asked me about this, if I knew anybody that spoke German. Now, my family is German, like way back. They didn't speak any English. My great grandmother didn't speak English. And I was like, but she died like long before I was around. So I wouldn't physically know anybody in the family who only spoke German. And I was like, well, I don't know, maybe it's a long lost relative or something, but I don't know why they would be here with me. It
Yeah.
just seemed odd. And so my husband and I really got to thinking, and I was like, well, where would this have come from? And then oh, I think he came home with this matchbook that we bought because that's when we started having his encounters in the house. But she said he speaks German and he likes to follow me around. And I know when he's there because you get this real gush of ice cold air that just whips past you. And you're like, Jesus.
Yeah.
As I was sitting on the couch with her, this gush of air come like over the couch down at me. Now this was September, I believe it was, and no ceiling fans were on, no windows were open, and the air conditioner is what weren't in the upstairs was not on. And I'm like, there's no air movement in here. Like this gust of air should have never happened. Not that even with all that stuff on that you would get a gust of air, because you wouldn't. But I was like, this is wild. It's just crazy. But she said he's somehow attached to me, and I don't know why, because it's not my matchbook. It's my husband's. Why can't you bug that guy? But yeah. The real kicker of it was my in-laws got COVID, and they were both hospitalized. My stepfather or my father-in-law was intubated while he was in the hospital. And when they got out, they came to stay with us because they're in their 80s. They're still too weak to like get around and do stuff. And so we brought them here with us. And my mother-in-law must be super sensitive because one morning she came out and she said, I have to talk to you. And I'm like, what? And she's like, I got up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, and there was a woman sitting on the edge of my bed. Now, we didn't tell her about any of this stuff prior to, so this is like just coming from her. And this has happened to me where something sat on the edge of the bed in our bedroom. And I'm like, okay. And she's like, it scared me. She said, I pulled the covers up, and a few minutes later, when I looked back, she was still there, but there was a man and a woman standing at the end of the bed. And a little kid came out of the closet and walked into the hallway and disappeared. And I was like, okay, that's the 4 ghosts we have in the house. I knew about them ahead of time, but she did not. So to hear her say that, I was like, okay. Like, so she would come out in the morning and she would yell at me she'd be like, are you and Mike talking in the middle of the night? And I'm like, I assure you, at 2:30 in the morning, I am out like a light. Like I'm not talking. And she said that somebody was talking and it was keeping her awake. So I took a voice recorder. I didn't even tell my husband. I sat this voice recorder in the hallway on the top of a picture frame and just left it record all night long. So you hear my in-laws watching TV and then they going to bed and it gets quiet. And at about 2:30 in the morning, when I played it back, there was a woman's voice that said, watch them. And I nearly pissed my pants. I immediately called my husband, screamed for him to come in my office and listen to this. And it was real raspy. It was just, watch them. And I was like, did you freaking hear that? Like, it was incredible. It was incredible. I and I was like, she did hear people talking at 2:30 in the morning, but it wasn't me and Mike. It was
Them.
our friends.
Well, okay, so attachments. I mean, this sounds like you have attachments. Have you thought about that?
I have thought about that. And
Because I did date somebody who had attachments once, and it was interesting. I mean, being a believer in everything and what I do, um, to where she had come over, this is years ago, and when I had my apartment as well, and there had nothing. I mean, I would have seen something because an apartment. I'm getting, you're
Yeah.
gonna realize that all of a sudden, your coffee cup went from here to here. You know what I mean? Yep. Sorry, it's an apartment, but
Yeah.
she had come over. Well, she had to work. She had a long day. She came over, was hanging out. The kids crashed out, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, I left my stuff here, something or another." And so she goes into my room. She closes the door, and I had the TV on. I was like, "All right, cool." And I could hear her rustling around. I was like, "Okay, let me go in there, help her out." So I go in there, close the door. We're talking while I can't remember what she was doing. But all of a sudden, I felt like my little boy was on the other side of the door, like he'd gotten up, he was there, and I was like, "Oh man, we woke up Ben." So I opened up the door, fully expecting to see my little boy. He wasn't there, and the whole apartment. And now my bedroom light was on, but the whole apartment was just dark,
Ooh,
dark. And I was like,
I got the
and I
visual.
remember, yeah, I remember I stepped out, and their bedroom was right across from mine. and I stepped out and I walked in their room and I was looking around going, oh, this ain't good. This is not good at all. And she goes, I think one of my things are here. And I'm like, what do you mean, one of your things?
Oh my
And that's what
goodness.
she was telling me about the attachments. So about an hour later, when she left, the apartment just brightened up. Yep.
Oof.
So, yeah, crazy,
Yeah,
huh?
that is a little crazy. Yeah. I think I would have been like, you know what? I think you should just stay home
Oh, yeah, I tried.
because
No,
it
we finally
sounds
broke
like
up.
something dark.
Oh, yeah, yeah. She does. Like, we actually did move in together and all that stuff, further down the road. And once she left, it just felt like the house was just like lighter and brighter and happier and everything. And
Oh,
yeah, so
wow.
oh
That's
yeah.
crazy.
So I mean, where she's at, hopefully she can figure out a way to get rid of it. We talked about it before. Obviously with what I do now, everything. And I told her, like, you got to get rid of this stuff. You really do. But I do believe sometimes people have these dark entity attachments and they
Mhm.
create an identity with it and they use it as a scapegoat for
Oh,
irrational behavior.
yeah, that could be.
So, yep.
Yep.
But that's just a theory.
I don't see anything dark in my house, though. Everything seems to be
You had the thing push you down the
well,
stairs.
she stays in the garage, though.
For
Like,
how long?
um, her and I are gonna be having a come to Jesus conversation because I'm opening my Reiki studio in my old office in the garage, and so she's either gonna play nice or she's gonna leave because her
There
and
you
I
go.
are gonna we're gonna do it. It's I'm not
Mm-mm.
sure who's gonna win, but I got a lot of sage, so that's all I'm saying.
Oh, man.
I will cleanse the shit out of that space and she will be gone.
Well, yeah, I'm with you on that one. 100%.
She is not welcome. I don't like her at all.
Well,
She's
okay.
not nice.
Well, let me talk to you about the little boy real quick, though.
Yes.
So, because I want to get back to the evil lady, but it just popped into my head. So, sometimes my ADHD and I really don't, but I just, yes, jumps ahead. So, the little boy. So, you were
Yeah.
a paramedic and you had it was a traumatic, obviously, event.
Yeah.
Anything involves a child like that, it's going to be pretty
Absolutely.
traumatic. So, I personally have a hard time with little kid ghosts. I really, really do. Um,
Yeah.
I don't think they're little kids. I think it's something portraying itself as a little kid.
Could be.
And it doesn't mean it's demonic. And by all
Right.
means, I mean,
Right.
get away from the TV show, folks. Not everything is a demonic. Did you just touch
I
me?
know. I
So get
know.
away from those shows. Um, you can't mention his name because if he hears you mention his name, he'll sue you. By the way, just letting you know that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So, anyways, but I do think that some entities out there do portray themselves out to be a child for us to be, and and it always happens when something with your case right there. So I'm wondering whether or not it really is a child or whether it's something pretending to be that way, you know.
I've thought about that. I've wondered if it's really the child. My mother-in-law described him to me, and it is exactly the child that I had on the call. Um, Now I
Easy
would
to
have
imitate.
no ties to this child at all because they're Mennonite, and this little boy um, drowned in a pond that was on the property. And I don't know why he would have attached to me, but the child that she saw, she described him to me, and it is that child. And I was like, "Oh," which is very initially, I was super creeped out by this
I'm
because 'cause I'm
creeped out
like,
by it.
"There's a freaking child in my house. That's very creepy." He's very trickster. He likes to hide stuff. He likes to take stuff. I never brush my hair in the kitchen. I don't think many people do. It's kind of one of those taboo things. You don't want hair all over everything. But I'll go to brush my hair in the bathroom and my brush will be gone. And you come up to the kitchen and it's sitting on the counter and you're like, I know, I know I did not carry that up here. Like, there's no reason why it should ever leave the bathroom. But
Yeah.
there it is, right on the kitchen counter. We have cups that go missing, plates that go missing, and they come back. I'm still missing 2 plates from 2 years ago. I don't know where they take them. I don't. I look everywhere. They're just gone. And then
That sounds like Fae folk right there.
one day you walk into the kitchen and there it is on the counter, just sitting there. And you're like, I look at my husband and I go, did you, I'm counting the plates in the cupboard. Yeah, no, that's the plate that we've been missing. Did you find it somewhere and put it there? And he's like, no. I'm like, yeah,
That
it,
has Fae folk
it's
written
bizarre.
all over it.
Yeah. I don't
The Fae folk.
know a lot about the Fae folk.
I think I accidentally started a war
Oh
with the
no.
Fae. Yeah, I didn't mean to, but now that the battle lines have been drawn, Fae folk.
Way to go. Way to go.
I mean, yeah, I mean that's another topic for another time. But it sounds to me okay. So once you described like being a trickster, and your mother-in-law seeing it look exact same way, the incident of the little boy. It does sound like an imitation. It sounds like some of these entities want to create that, but it wants to bring our guard down as well. But I wonder not only to bring our guard down, but let's just be honest, kid ghosts are scary.
They are.
I mean, they really are. So, Hollywood has now helped make them scarier.
Yes.
So,
much scarier.
exactly. And it sounds to me like maybe something's trying to imitate, and it is maintaining that image for everybody there because it does hold up.
Could be.
And it's, from some of the research I've been doing, some of the encounters that I've heard of when it comes to these little guys, is that it normally happens around a traumatic, emotional event, especially for somebody who is sensitive, because it sounds like you are. And something just happened to be there, goes, well, hello there, and just popped on in.
Hey, I kind of
And,
like her.
prime example. I mean, there's so many people out there that will tell you that, yeah, this little kid thing always just follows me around, and I believe it's the spirit of blah. And I'm going, sure about that? I mean,
Yeah.
so, and again, like, no, we were talking off air, I look at everything from a Christian perspective.
Right.
So I have a hard time looking and going, how is God going to let some poor little kid just be left behind? I mean, I'll let them be lost. I don't think it's going to happen.
Right.
So I think they're imitating something, but also, since we're talking about the poltergeist activity, if you take poltergeist activity, well, I'll do one better for you. So if you take a lot of the cryptid activity that we have in the woods and you put it into a house, it's a poltergeist.
Yes.
We would call it a poltergeist. I'm not talking like Class A encounters. I'm talking like the B and C encounters,
Right.
where you're hearing it, something's happening. What I mean? Things are being thrown at you, stuff like that. Things are moving around. Sound familiar?
Yeah.
All poltergeist activity.
Yes.
So, and, but now when you see, Sasquatch is peeking at you and you're peeking at him, then it's kind of a different topic there. But a lot of it is just, that little kid one just creeps me out. Then I'm wondering where the lady came from in the garage.
I don't know. But the night of the paranormal investigation, they went out there and they set up a camera in the garage. We took the cars out, put the camera in there, and they left. And everybody is in the house, and I'm watching because I'm just amazed by they came loaded to the hilt with equipment, and I have like my video camera and my voice recorder. That's what I have. Like, I don't go all high techy. I'm like watching all their stuff, and I'm standing there and I'm watching the monitor sitting on my kitchen table, and I saw a Rubbermaid tote that had my blanket and pillow in it for work that was sitting up against the side of the garage wall, got tossed out in the middle of the freaking floor, and it rocked back and forth. And I immediately went, "Did you see that?" And they were all like, yeah, it probably just fell, blah, 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 blah. Well, a week later, I got, they sent me a clip of the video, which I don't even know where it is anymore. That was in 2020. And he said, you did see that. Like, it was thrown out into the floor. It didn't just like fall over. Like, it was tossed out into the middle of the floor.
You just had something go right in front of your camera.
Oh, I missed it.
Okay, so your hand was going in one direction as you were using your hand to describe, and it was something that traveled in the opposite direction where you had moved. That was crazy. Yeah, you literally did. You just literally had something
I missed
come
it.
right. Yeah,
Well, I
come
wouldn't be
from
watching it when you air this episode.
about midway up your screen and down to almost at the bottom corner. Just kind of
Oh,
yeah, just kind of like this.
interesting.
So kind of like
I know,
in your hand was going that way, and
and
this
this
thing
was going
came.
this way. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. I know they've been pretty active lately. Sometimes they're really quiet for a while, and I think, "Oh, did they go somewhere else?" And then lately, my dog has been reacting to something in the kitchen. Even last night, he was tail between his legs, and I have a 110-pound bloodhound who's not afraid of anything. That dog chases everything, and he literally won't come into the kitchen. He stood in the doorway, in the entryway, with his tail between his legs, and he was shaking last night.
Oh man.
And then he'll go downstairs, and he'll stay downstairs. He won't come up. And I said to my husband, I think he doesn't like something in the kitchen. Like, I think somebody's in the kitchen and he's reacting to whatever it is. But they've been
That's
warned,
crazy.
the ghosts in the house, because they used to scare. We rescued a dog, and she would do the same thing, stand there and shake and just stare into the kitchen. And one night I gave them an ultimatum. I said, the dogs are off limits. You don't get to scare the dogs. If you scare the dogs, you're going to have to leave. Like, I'm not tolerating that. You can do whatever you want as far as I go, but you're not going to scare the dogs half to death. You leave the dogs alone. They're off limits. And they left the dogs alone for a long time. So I'm not sure if there's something new in the house or if they just forgot the rules. But I'm going to have to lay the rules down again, because the past week, the dog's been like freaking out over something in the kitchen.
Yeah, you might have to. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. See, now I'm watching your home camera. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like searching all around you now.
Well, that doll behind me is
I was
haunted.
I was gonna wait till near the end to hear about the creepy doll because I feel like she's just staring at me. But I've got Sasquatch and the gnomes, over my shoulder. So I mean, kind of
Yeah.
fair.
I tell people, like, I've had a psychic, well, actually a couple of them on my show. I do a podcast, and I have had psychics on my show that have said, there's somebody inside that doll. And I'm like, what? Because I didn't know it was haunted. I bought this creepy doll because this is a weird story. So I was at Pennhurst,
Okay.
which is a paranormal place. It used to be an asylum.
Yeah, I know Pennhurst.
And I was at Pennhurst doing an event, and the lady with these dolls was next to me. And I saw this doll, and I do not do dolls. I don't do dolls at all. You will not find another doll inside this house. Like, dolls creep me the hell out. I saw this doll, and I watched her all day. Like, till like mid-afternoon, I was like, I have to buy this doll. I can't let anybody else buy this doll. I have to have this doll. And I bought the doll. And my husband said, don't you think that's a little creepy that you're obsessed
I'm with him.
with the doll? Like, she sat in the back seat belted. He said to me, where are you putting this doll? And I said, in our bedroom. He goes, like hell you are. So she made it here to the office. And then a couple of psychics have told me that she's haunted.
I have a fireplace that could be great in the fireplace.
No, I can't do that. She's beautiful. And I tell people on my show when they mention the creepy doll, and I'm like, if she moves, let me know, because I will be making a new doorway.
I'll be honest with you. I keep getting drawn to, I mean, we're talking, I'll be looking going, okay.
This lady buys old porcelain dolls from people that they're just getting rid of, and she paints them to make them look like they're dead, and she resells them. She redresses them and resells them. And I just had to have this doll. I just had to. She's beautiful.
As long as you like it. Beauty is always in the eye of the beholder.
Her eyes, when you look at her, it's hard to see from across the room, but she has these eyes that just look like they're looking into your soul.
I mean, I'm looking at her on camera, and I can feel like she is looking. Now, that's why I got Sasquatch behind me to back me up, right, buddy? I know you're getting my back. He brought reinforcements with him, too, from the fairy world.
Yeah, I see that. I see that.
That was actually a gift from my neighbor when she found out what I do.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, she was all excited. She goes, I have like a celebrity living next door. And I was like,
oh my God.
Really not. So for Christmas, it showed up, and I was like, where does this come from? And then I ordered this. And Amazon was horrible. They put it right behind my Jeep in the garage. So I'm backing up
And you're
below the
like, oh
camera
no.
line and I'm hitting something like, what is that? So I thought whatever it was, I destroyed. I was like, what? So no, it came out safe and sound. So he's only by the fireplace. But I figure, since I can't record outside in the tavern, because, it's, 0,
Yeah.
um, I'm going to record inside. So I'm afraid to kind of decorate behind me and stuff like that.
Nice.
But,
I like it.
well, thanks. Okay. So let's get to Bigfoot.
Yes.
Speaking of Sasquatch, like I did that time about Sasquatch, I led right
Yeah.
into him.
Yeah. Sasquatch literally walked into my life, literally, in February of 2021. It'll be 5 years.
Really?
And I did not believe in Bigfoot at all. I was a paranormal investigator. I always, I've seen the shows, right? And I think they're never going to find it. It probably doesn't exist. Like, this is just some big hoax somewhere, and then one day my husband and I were going somewhere and we stopped at the end of the road right out here by our house, and across the field in a cornfield was this gigantic black thing walking across the cornfield. And I initially thought it was a person until I was really looking at it, because I'm thinking, first of all, the farmer that owns those fields doesn't live close. So if he comes to do anything, he's got a tractor. And it's February. Like, why would he be out here? There was a real light snow on the ground. And second of all, this thing wasn't wearing any clothes. It was completely black from head to toe. It was walking on a diagonal away from us, so I could see like the left shoulder and back of this thing. And it was huge. Like, from where I was watching it, which was maybe 1,000 feet, this thing was like ginormous. And it cleared this cornfield very quickly. Upright walking like me and you, arms going, feet, large strides. I've hunted my whole life in this area, and I have never seen anything like this. And I was like, is that a bear? Like, no, that's not a bear. Bears don't walk upright like that. They take short little steps. They've got short legs. And I don't know that he would have walked across that cornfield that far. Like, at some point he would have went down on all fours. I'm like, this is incredible. And we're going away. So I'm like, immediately started deep diving my phone. Like, this can't be Bigfoot. This kid just can't. There's no reports here, right? I've never heard of any. So I start looking, and I found a lot of reports as clear back to the 1970s. And I was like, I'm still in denial mode. Like, no, this can't be happening. Like, I'm reading report after report after report. And at the end of the day, my husband was like, what's wrong with you? You're never this quiet. Like, because I'm a yapper. And I was like, dude, you're going to think I'm crazy. And he's like, okay. And I'm like, I think I saw a Bigfoot. He goes, you're crazy. They don't live here. If they do exist, they're out in Washington or Oregon. They don't live here. And I'm like, I don't know. Look at all of these reports. We're in an old coal mining area. And he's like, they're drunk coal miners. And I'm like, all of these people? Like, I don't think all of these people are drunk coal miners. He was like, yeah, I don't know. And then we started noticing strange things around the house happening that we didn't notice before. But I don't know that I would have, if I did notice them before, if I would have associated it with Bigfoot, because I'm in paranormal mode, right? I'm a paranormal investigator. So, like, the whistling in the middle of the night outside my bedroom window, I was like, we live out in the country. You can't even see my house from the end of the driveway. Like, you have to know you only know we're there if you've been here. And I'm like, 2 weeks after I saw Bigfoot, there was this really loud whistling. It sounded like it was right outside my bedroom window. And we both ran outside, and there was nothing there. Nobody running away, nothing. And I'm like, I heard that. Like, I know I heard that. I'm not losing my mind. There was definitely a whistle. About 2 months later, we both got woke up in the middle of the night by what sounded like metal being ripped off of our house. So we both grab our handguns. We run around the front of the house. Absolutely nothing. No damage to the house. No metal anywhere. Nobody's running away. There's nothing. And I'm like, I think I'm losing my damn mind. Like, but we both heard it. I'm like, I'm like reiterating with my husband. You heard that, right? Right? I'm not losing my mind. We just heard that. And he's like, absolutely. We've had rocks thrown at us from the wood line. We've had all kinds of stuff happening. And then I, I got a recording of it laughing. My girlfriend and I would camp in my yard just to see if we could get some evidence on Bigfoot. And I always put out a voice recorder. And that particular night, I heard a giggle. And I thought, yeah, we're in two separate tents. So I thought she must be on the phone with her husband. And I just rolled over and went back to sleep. I didn't think anything of it. When I woke up in the morning, she was sitting outside the campfire. And she immediately was like, do you talk to your chickens? Because I have a chicken coop right there. And I said, yeah, why? And she's like, what do you say? And I'm like, good morning, ladies. She said she heard my voice come from the chicken coop about 5:30, 6 o'clock-ish. And she thought I was awake. So she got up to talk to me, only I was sound asleep in my tent. And we caught it on the voice recording. And so
I would love to hear that.
I don't know if they've been, from the second I moved in this house, I thought the woods creeped me out. Like, I always felt like I was being watched by something, but I just chalked it up to paranormal stuff. Like, we live in an American, I mean, we had many moons ago, there was a Native American tribe that lived here called the Susquehannock Indians, and they got pushed out by the British people when they came. So, and I know that they walked a trail from one town to the other, and it went right through my backyard. So everything that has ever happened here, I chalked it up to paranormal stuff. So it wasn't until like a couple of years ago, we're a year or two into all of this, and my husband was like, you know, all those weird things that happened before we knew Bigfoot was here? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, what if that was Bigfoot this whole time? And I was like, what? Like, then you start thinking back about all the strange things that happened outside the house. And what the hell was that? Because this whole time I thought it was paranormal when it could have totally been Bigfoot this whole time. But I didn't believe in Bigfoot then. So I chalked it up to something else.
You know, a lot of people do that.
Yeah.
You know, and I do think people have had probably more encounters, with Sasquatch or some other cryptids out in the woods, and they write it off to something else. You know, oh, okay, it was just a deer that I saw.
Mhm.
Oh, it was just a bear that I saw. Oh, it was just the wind. Oh, it was just an echo. Not talking about the metal screeching sounds. So when your friend said she woke up to hearing you talking, did she say was she heard you talking, or
She said that whatever it was talking to the chickens just like I do.
so it was like saying good morning,
Heard, hello,
ladies, and
ladies. Yeah, yeah. He was mimicking what I say to the chickens when I go out there in the morning. And I was like, this is bizarre. So I go in the house and I start listening to the audio recording. And when I heard the giggle on the audio recording, I nearly freaking died. I literally flipped out. And I was like, I yelled at my husband, get the hell in here. I froze the audio. I'm not very techie. So I don't know how to use Audacity at all. And I'm so afraid of destroying and losing it that it's still sitting in my Audacity program at that exact spot, because I'm afraid I marked the time down at what time it happened. And I'm so afraid of deleting it on accident that I just don't touch it.
yeah. You might have to talk to Tommy about that. Tommy may
Yeah.
be able to
So
help you get it saved,
I
and
would
we would
love to
love
find
to hear
someone
it.
that would know how to do that, because I don't. And
I
I'm
will
so
have
afraid.
Tommy reach out to you after we get done,
Yeah.
and you have him guide you, walk you through what to do to save it, and that way you can keep it. And I'll be
Yeah.
honest with you, we would love to hear it. I mean,
I
we
would love
really
to.
would.
I would love for you to hear it. I talk about this all the time, and everybody's like, "Oh, I would love to hear that." I'm like, "I would love to play it for you." Yeah, but I'm so afraid of botching it and destroying it that I just let it sit there. Because I
Yeah,
also,
we get with Tommy.
at 6:30 one morning, I was leaving to go to work. And for whatever reason, I parked my car in the driveway instead of inside the garage. And it was 6:30. I went to reach for the door handle and I heard this howl. Now it was off in the distance, but I froze. I was like, did I just hear that? Holy shit, I think I just heard that. So I quick grabbed my phone, I put it on video and hit the record button to record, and I got it. I got another howl. It's real distant. Like you have to really blast it on a recorder to hear it. And what I didn't realize at the time, because if you put it up to your ear on your phone, you can hear it. I played it at a town hall meeting that I had on a big speaker, and I played it really loud. And there was 2 calls. There was a high-pitched call and a lower-pitched call that I didn't hear on the phone. And I freaked out. I was like, oh my God, did you hear that? Like they were talking to each other. They were answering. And I was like, I can't believe I freaking got that on audio. But that sits on my cell phone.
You can email that to us.
Like it's 1 minute audio call and it's there. And I'm like, oh my God. Like I'm so afraid of botching it that it just sits on my phone. Like,
email it.
I will.
Yeah, email it. We'll have it.
It's incredible. But
then we'll get with Tommy to reach out to you to help you save the other one.
If I could find a way to isolate it.
Have you heard of the Sierra Sounds?
I have.
Okay, so was it anything similar to that?
No.
Okay, have you heard of the Ohio
howl? Yes.
Yeah, have you heard that one? Okay, so anything similar to that?
The howl that morning at 6:30 was similar to that.
Okay.
It was a howl.
Yeah, John from Mist Monsters and Mullets, he heard the sound as well, the Ohio sound, to where he thought it was tornadoes coming. And out camping with his grandpa and was trying to wake his grandpa up to say, hey, we got tornadoes in the area.
Gosh, that's crazy.
It's like a Starfield night. And poor kid, poor little John was thinking, tornadoes.
Yeah.
So
that's
why I was kind of curious about that.
I've not heard anything like the Sierra sounds. Like I've not heard the chatter like that. Yeah. Like they have their own language. I just have heard the mimic of my voice.
Well, if you listen, but with the Sierra sounds, and listening to it, it almost sounds as they are trying to mimic.
Yes.
To where it almost sounds in a way they're making fun of us. which is great. I support that. But they also talk about how they hear other sounds. That they've heard car door slams. They've heard other noises. And I was talking yesterday with Chris Gallus from Black Sheep Studio, who does work with Nevermore Hollows, and we were talking about the movie Harry and the Hendersons.
Oh,
and I had just rewatched that movie last year, and there was so much that just I was sitting there going, hey, wait a minute, because Harry sticks his head out the window and starts imitating a siren. Let's see here. And Harry and the Hendersons, let's see here, that movie came out in 1987.
Yep.
So, and what's funny is that you would never see it anywhere.
No.
For the past 2 years, it's popping up everywhere now.
Yep.
It's on Netflix. It's on, so I was just looking it up to see the year of the movie. So
I bought it. My husband had never seen it. And I said, how are you married to the Bigfoot person and not have ever seen that? So we bought it. I made him watch it.
Because what gets me on that one too, though, not only that though, in the beginning, when they get Harry, Harry's at the house, he wakes up, he freaks out, he's going through the house, destroying everything. Everybody's, he's grabbing the dead animals. He's running out to the garden, and he's burying them. He's not looking at the Hendersons like, how dare you kill these animals? He's looking at them sad. Like mourning.
Yeah.
Like this is what we do. And that whole scene, I stopped and it was, as is this answering some of our questions why we're not finding remains out there? But then again, how many buried remains do you find in the woods as well?
Well, that's interesting point, because I do a lot of speaking, and I have people that say to me, why don't you ever find the bones? And I'm like, okay, let's tear this down, shall we? If you look at some other people's reports, that they garner that there's this many Bigfoot in the world, blah, blah, blah. If you look at those numbers, it's anywhere from like 5,000 to 10,000. Let's go with the higher number, 10,000. Let's say there's 10,000 Bigfoot out here. There are billions of people. How many deer do you find when you go out in the woods hunting? Now, I'm a hunter. I've come across deer bones before. It happens. It's not all the time, but you do find them. And I'm like, how many bear bones have you found? And they're like, oh, no, I don't think I've ever seen any. And I said, how many snake bones have you ever found? Oh, no, never. Well, there's a million snakes out there. You've never found one. I said, have you ever come across a dead body? And they're like, no. And I'm like, why in the world would you think you would find the remains of a Bigfoot? That there might be only 10,000 of them out there. You should be tripping over dead bodies of people. If this is how you want to look at it, right? But you don't. You never see the dead body of a person. So what makes you think you're going to find the dead body of a Bigfoot? That's just not going to ever happen. Like, that's just crazy.
And nature has a way of taking care of its own. Squirrels eat bones.
Exactly.
You know, a lot of people don't realize that. It's where nature is really good at coming in behind and cleaning everything up.
Right.
And large predators will, when they're old and sick, they don't just plop over dead.
No,
they will go somewhere and hide.
And die, right.
To die. Yeah, because they're, they don't want to be preyed upon.
Right.
So what's to say the Sasquatch isn't doing the same thing?
Right. And who's to say they don't bury their dead? So
exactly, because the way Harry was acting,
you're never going to find them. So
because the way Harry was acting was crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't just. I mean, he was literally burying these animals.
Absolutely.
You know, so man.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to bring this in for a landing real quick. So what I wanted. So you said you had a podcast as well.
Yes, I have a podcast called From Behind Tall Trees. It's on.
Okay.
We have our own YouTube channel, the CARC YouTube channel. It's this Catskill Appalachian Research Collective. And we have several shows on there, but my show is From Behind Tall Trees.
Everybody check that one out. And of course, the website forstrangeknocks.com to subscribe for the magazine as well.
Yep.
So crazy. I am, as we're talking about the Sasquatch encounter stuff on the property, what's getting me is this was happening before.
Yes.
You saw, the creature. And, it goes back to, what I was saying earlier, it's where if you take a lot of the activity out in the woods, like you just said it too, you were blowing it off as paranormal.
Absolutely.
You take that, it's like a poltergeist. So rocks being thrown, the whistles, the noises, all of that stuff. It's crazy.
It is very crazy.
So, I mean, are y'all still having the activity on the property now, or has it died down, or what's going on?
It goes in spurts. We live about 20 minutes from Centralia, which has been on fire since the 1960s. Coal mines caught on fire.
Yeah.
And it's been burning underground since the 1960s. There are a lot of abandoned mine shafts out there that you can't even find on a map anymore. And I think I have this theory that they're living in these abandoned mines. In the wintertime, they stay warm because you can drive out there right now and pockets of steam will be coming up out of the ground. And nobody's out there because these things have been abandoned a long time ago. So I don't think they migrate or anything like that. I think they stay in some kind of an area, kind of like a bear. And there's lots of food. There's lots of water. They wouldn't need to move anywhere. So I think they just move around a certain area, and I'm catching them as they're coming through our property.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's not like they have a cave here and they're living here. I think we're catching them as they're coming through.
Well, it's kind of cool too. You mentioned Centralia, that you live right there.
Yeah.
I mean, so for a lot of people who don't know, there was a incident. I'm about to pull it up. Was it an incident?
I think it was like 1967 something.
Hang on a second. I'm going to Google. On the computer. If I can spell. Let's see here. Centralia Borough in Pennsylvania. All right,
Oh,
so
1962, it's been burning.
yeah, let's see here. Population declined from 1,000 in 1980 to 5 residents in 2020. The fire beneath it's in 1962. Part of the Bloomsburg Barrack metropolitan area.
Mhm.
Let's see here. Okay, so it was so Native Americans did sell the land. Let's see here to colonial agents. Yeah, but yeah. Now I'm trying to remember. Was it intentionally lit on fire? Was it an accident?
I
That's what
think
I'm
it was
looking
an
for.
accident because somebody was burning garbage and somehow a spark or a piece of burning garbage or something flew into the mine shaft and caught the coal on fire.
Well, read and miss. The whole place has had a history of violence.
Oh, yeah, it's
Centralia was incorporated as a borough in 1866. The principal employer was the I'm not going to try and pronounce it. Coal industry. Yes, coal. Alexander Ray, the town's founder, was murdered in his buggy by members of the
Molly
Maguires on October
McGuire's.
17th. Yeah,
Yep.
the Molly Maguires on October 17th, 1868, during a trip.
Mhm.
Oh, there goes one of the squirrels. Let's see here. Several other murders and incidents of arson also took place under violence. It was a hotbed of the Molly Maguires activity. Let's see here. According to federal census records, town reached its maximum population of 2,700 people in 1890. It has peaked 7 churches, 5 hotels, 27 saloons, 2 theaters, a bank, post office, and 14 general and grocery stores. You hear that?
I
My daughter's awake. Hang on a
Oh,
second. Oh, no. I'm hearing like a knocking. You hear a knocking noise?
I did hear it.
Oh, it's Jack's tail. Okay, it's my dog's tail. Caught my attention. Okay, so I'm trying to. Okay, so the analysis disagree about the specific cause of the fire. David, the author of Fire Underground. So I just want you. They may be able to see you walking around. Just want you to know that, kid. Okay.
You're gonna be famous.
Well, yeah. On May 27th, the firefighters set the dump on fire and let it burn. So that's what. Yeah, you're right. That's what they think happened. Crazy, huh?
It is crazy.
All right,
It is
looking to see if
crazy.
any more orbs go flying by. But you live there.
I
But
live
there's
here.
also the idea behind Silent Hill, video games and the movie series. So
Mhm.
it's
Yep.
kind of crazy.
It is very
All right.
creepy to drive through there, but
Well, I tell you what, let's go ahead and we will bring it in. Tell everybody real quick about the website, where to find you at, where to find your podcast at, and how they can reach out to you.
oh boy. You can find me on Facebook. You can find the magazine is also on Facebook, has its own page. Strangetalks.com. You can find me at the YouTube channel, the CARC YouTube channel. You can find all of our shows on there. We have a paranormal show, the Bigfoot and all the weird stuff show. Um, oh geez, you can find me just about anywhere. My email is all listed on Facebook. My phone number is listed on Facebook. I'm like Bad Money. I'm everywhere.
Nothing wrong with that at all. But again, I do want to tell you thank you so very much for coming on the
Oh, thank
show
you for
and
having me.
sharing some of these really, unique and interesting encounters that you're having.
Yeah.
It blows me away. So, and again, thank you. Don't go nowhere because we're going to talk off air. So,
Okay.
excuse me, everybody, Sprite. So, everybody, that was another great episode of the Drunken Cryptids. Thank you for tuning in. And again, if you've had an encounter and you want to come to the show, email me, drunkencryptids@gmail.com. My inbox on Facebook and Messenger is getting full. So you may not get, responded back to if you message me that way for a day or so. So I apologize. Just email me. It's a lot easier. You'll get responded back quicker. So until next time, everybody, here's to missing a good beer. Stay safe out there.
I can do anything that I want. I can do anything.